In this video, we will learn how to measure and apply the concept of probability. Probability, as we know, it is getting it's a measure of possibility. It's a measure of possibility. Possibility. When we say it is a measure of possibility, what do we mean by this? It means we are bringing certain amount of calculations, certain amount of measurement into the realm of into the concept of possibility. When we say that what is the possibility of your getting head or tail, we are bringing certain amount of calculation and giving a mathematical touch to the whole concept of possibility or chance. So it is chance. So we are giving this concept of measurement to chance. So we are trying to measuring measuring chance. And how do we do that? For example, when we toss the coin, what is the probability of getting head? So when we toss the coin, what is the probability of getting head? Now the question, we don't know. So how do we find this out? So for finding this out, in theory of probability, we do experiment. What is an experiment? So we will toss the coin 10 times. We will toss the coin 10 times. Toss the coin 10 times. Now, and record how many times we have got head and how many times we have got tail. Suppose we got 6 times head and 4 times tails because we have tossed the coin 10 times. So then what we say is probability of getting head. Probability of getting head, and this is the way we write, probability of getting head is 6 by 10 or equal to 0.6 or 60%. And what is the probability of getting tail? Is 4 times out of 10. So for tail, we will say PT. Probability of getting tail is 4 out of 10 or 0.4 or 40%. So we did this experiment. So this is what we have done. So by this process of experiment, we are measuring the probability. So when we toss a coin, what can happen? Either we can get head or we can get tail. And then we just record the observation or the outcome of our experiment, how many times we have got the head and how many times we have got the tail. And then apply this formula that we have got 6 times head and total try we have done 10. Now suppose we repeat this experiment with 100 try. So how many try now? Instead of 10 we do 100 and we got, say, head 56 times and tail 44 times. So then our probability for PH will now become 56 over 100 or 0.56 or 56%. Now you see that this is different from the earlier one which we got 60%. So whenever we do the experiment, we may not get the same probability which we have got in the first experiment. And then the probability of tail is 44 by 100, which is equal to 0.44 or 44%. So always remember that the sum total of both PH and PT, because there are only two possibilities which can happen, either head or tail. So sum total of both will always be 100 or 1. Now if you repeat this experiment 1000 times, 1000 tries, then we again record how many times we have got head. Suppose we have got the head 512 times out of 1000, and tail we have got 488 times. So then pH will become 512 over 1000, which is 0.512, and tail PET will become 488 divided by 1000, which is 0.488. So now what do we see? That higher the number of tries, more reliable is our result. And suppose we do it 10,000 times, we will see that this figure approaching 0.5, this figure approaching 0.5, and even the other figure also approaching, this one also approaching 0.5. So then we can say that the measure of head, the probability of getting head is 0.5, and probability of getting tail is also 0.5. And if this is given in the question, and then we say that if we make 1000 tries, or if we make 900 tries, then how many times we are going to get head? So if that is what we have to calculate, then what we will do is 900 into 0.5. We will say 450 times. 450 times. So now, if suppose we want to do the same thing with a dice. Dice has 6 faces, and these 6 faces of die have equal chance of getting it, and on each face the number is given, like number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. So again we can do the same experiment of tossing the die and then seeing how many times we are getting the face with number 1, how many times we are getting the face with number 2, and so on. And then again in this experiment we need to record our result, the outcome. The outcome in this case, there are 6 possible outcomes, because there are 6 faces of the dice which we use for playing games like Ludo and like snake and ladder, etc. So in this case we make a table, and suppose we are making 100 tries for a dice, and then we are saying is face with number 1, and face with number 2, and face with number 3, face with number 4, and face with number 5, and face with number 6. So we got this 15 times. This also we got 15 times. This we got 20 times. This we got again 15 times. This we got 18 times, and this we got 17 times. And the sum total of this tries are 100. Then what do we say? We will say now probability of getting number 1, P1, is, we can write like this: probability of getting face with number 1 is 15 over 100, and probability of getting number 2 is also 15 over 100, and probability of getting face with number 3 is 20 over 100, and probability of getting face number 4 is 15 over 100, and P5, probability of getting face with number 5 is 18 over 100. and probability of getting faced with number 6, which is the highest number we get while playing the game, is 17 over 100. We can convert this into decimal or into percentage. So therefore we get the probability of getting 1, probability of getting 2, probability of getting 3. So basically what we need to do for determining the probability is that we need to set up an experiment, and the steps for doing the experiment is, first step is set up experiment, and define the outcomes. Define all possible outcomes. So in this case there were 6 possible outcomes, whereas when we were tossing the coin there were only 2 possible outcomes. Then the step number 2 is we basically plan how many tries. We plan how many try, and then we do those tries, do so many tries, and record, and then number 3 step is record occurrence, how many occurrence of outcomes, or how many times is the record, how many times we got each outcome, and then the 4th step will be calculate rate probability. And how do we calculate? We calculate with using the formula outcome of E1. So P E1, outcome E1, and total tries. Similarly, for E2, outcome of E2, total tries. For outcome number 3, event number 3, outcome of E3 and total number of tries. The way we have calculated here. So that is the way we calculate the total, measure the probability by using the experiment. So what we have learned in this video is that we can determine the probability by setting up an experiment and recording the outcome of all the possible events, and then by applying this formula, that whatever is the outcome of a particular event in comparison with the total tries is the probability of that particular event happening. And once we know the probability, then we can use this for calculating whether we will get this particular outcome or not by multiplying the number of time we are going to take a chance. So for example, if we are like playing a game of tennis, in tennis what happens? You have 5 matches. Why we have 5 matches? Because if we just have a game in which only one match is there, like only one game is there in a match, so in that one game, if a player loses, he loses. So therefore generally there are 5 games or 3 games, both in badminton also, in tennis also. In many games there are like 3 or 5 games. So the basic idea is to remove the element of chance. You have different games, and then once you know that if you have lost the first game and if you are still a better player, you may be able to win the second game. Thank you.